Welcome to the Here and Now Show. I am your host, Lavonda Marshall. And if you tuned into the Here and Now Show, you know this is a show where I took real life events and changed them into a positive living. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to leave in the question box or the comment box, and I will answer because I believe that all voices matter. So, with that being said, let's start the show. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's your girl. Welcome back, my beautiful souls. I am glad to be here. I am glad that you guys are with me right here, right now, on the Here and Now show. This podcast show, it's got a little bit of humor, with a little bit of trauma, with a little bit of seasoning, and tell the truth, even when your edges don't want to work out with you. So, welcome back. Now, if this is your first time listening here, welcome because you can take off your shoes, your emotional shoes, because we family now. So welcome. And if you are returning, thank you and welcome. You already know that here on this show, we'll laugh and we'll cry and heal, maybe overshare a little bit. And every once in a while, or every now and then, blame poor life decisions on a drink or two. But it happens, it happens. But let me be honest, a lot of us out here, we we don't need enemies. You know why? Because we're making enough bad choices of our own. Accountability. Oh my. So today's conversation is called living in your truth, even when it's not cute. Even when it ain't cute, still living your truth. Ooh, and let me be honest, saying, living in your truth, it sounds so inspirational, right? Until you have to do it, until you have to live by it, till you gotta do it, right? Because the truth will humble you. At least it did for me. The truth had humbled me, so much that I almost became a hummingbird, I mean, it humbled me because, when you begin to walk in your truth, the truth will expose you. I'm sorry I jumped like that. Thank you, whoever the guest is. Thank you for tuning in. But it's like I thought my camera went out, so I kind of like did that. But yes, as I said, that the truth will humble you. And I had became so humble with living in my truth. Hey, how you doing? That you know once you start living in your truth, it will expose you. The truth will expose you. You'll be sitting there inside your car, smiling after argument, sitting there like, you know what? Maybe I am the Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry. I like to acknowledge where I'm speaking. And you're sitting in your car and you're thinking, maybe I am the common denominator. Like for me, I really hate when growth. It is so irritating when growth starts to make sense. Now you're sitting in your car and you're like, okay, clearly I'm the common denominator, because accountability is so hard. It's so hard. I can't explain it. But taking accountability for yourself is so hard, but it has to be done. You have to take accountability in order to go into your future. And there's no judgment here ever. If it takes you a moment to gasp that, that's your moment. No judgment. But I'm talking about the real truth. I'm talking about that ugly truth, the uncomfortable truth, that truth that'll have you up like 2:15 in the morning, just staring at the ceiling, like, oh Lord, how did I end up here again? You know. And before I expose myself, and I'm not afraid to do, let me say this: I am currently walking and living right now in my truth. You know, I mean, I've been played. I've been manipulated. I've been bamboozled. That's never no fun. I've been hoodwinked. I even been led astray. And wait. I've even trusted people that I should have avoided and went on the other side of the street. I gave and I was giving second chances like opera. You'll get a chance. You'll get a chance. Everybody get a chance. No. Meanwhile, God's sitting up there in heaven like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So again, I want to say hi to my viewers. Thank you. Hi, you guys. I do see you and you are knowledgeable, and I thank you for tuning in. But I had to learn one thing. One thing that life, or sometimes nobody tells you, sometimes your greatest lessons, guess what? They come from your biggest, and they're wrapped up in your biggest disappointment. Wow. Do you hear what I'm saying? Sometimes your lessons, or sometimes your greatest lessons that you ever learned in life is wrapped up in all the disappointments. And I think that's not making sense. See, every time that I failed, or every time that I seen a red flag that was bigger than a Walmart clearance sign, it was so big. I seen it, right? Every time I did not listen to that, guess what happened? I lost something every time. Every single time. I lost something. I lost my peace. You know, I I lost something every rip. Not only did I lose my peace, sometimes I lost my money. Sometimes, a lot of times, I lost my confidence. And yeah, sometimes, and a lot of times, I lost a lot of years. So, and you can't get that time back. So, that right there, and learning how expensive bad decisions can cost you. Oh